literally the greatest thing I can possibly talk about when it comes to building a virtual business, an online business, is hiring a virtual team, having a virtual staff. Probably about 10 years ago, maybe 11, maybe even 12 years ago, we hired our very first virtual assistant. Yes. And it was definitely a game changer for us. You know, Nadya and I were, especially me actually, such control freaks, right? Like we didn't want to release control. We're like, I don't want someone else in my account messing up my conversations, messing up my social media. And actually Nefty and Shokoufeh and I go way back. I think we met in 2008. They did the old school network marketing thing with us for years and years and years. I mean, it was exhausting, but here's what we came to realize. Building it old school, you learn a lot about people, about personal development, about relationships. Nefty and Shokoufeh actually started their own virtual assistant company. Now, there's other places that you can hire VAs, but let's be honest, a lot of those VAs are probably not network marketing certified. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not trained to work with social marketers, affiliate marketers, people that are building online businesses. How many of us need help with comments, messages? Maybe you need help with creating content. Maybe you need help with what they call sales copy, right? Creating a post, maybe coming up with ways to follow up with your customers. Like my virtual team, I literally don't know what I would do without them. It's just the biggest blessing having someone like that helping you with your brand and with your business. So I can't wait for you to hear from two of my dearest friends, Nefty and Shokoufeh, and they're going to give you some ideas of what you can outsource, how their agency works.
The way that our system works is if you are interested in kind of like finding out if a VA is the right move for you, then we can send you a link. You can book an appointment through a calendar, very simple. And then I get on a call with you and I'll take as much information as possible to try to figure out if a VA is really a good move for you. You know, we've had over the past year, a lot of social marketers that have had very small, very fresh business. And we've also had a lot of social marketers that have had big business. So depending on what you really need and all the information that I gather, then we can move on to what we call a meet and greet. And that's a process where you get on a Zoom call with us again. You meet our team lead in the Philippines. So she's also another set of eyes and ears to make sure that onboarding and everything goes smoothly. And then we introduce you to your VA. How do we pick the right VA for you? It all depends on what you're looking for, the size of your business, and the information that I gather. So then during meet and greet, you meet your VA. She gets to introduce herself, fun facts about her. We really do believe that this should be a long-term partnership. And so for you to really kind of getting to know your VA will bring it so much more to a real, I feel, because, you know, she's virtual. She's always, you know, you don't really see her, but just to meet her in the beginning and kind of like learning about her and her seeing you, obviously that's a magical moment. Then from that point forward, you know, we'll stay in group chats. We'll make sure that we're always involved. We're making sure that if there's ever any hiccup or anything, that one of us is ready and available to jump in and help you. This doesn't mean that you're stuck and having to, you know, be with us forever. I think I like to call this like our in-house VA agency. So whatever we have to do to make it better for you is what we're here to do.
What are some of the things? Because I think sometimes people are like, I don't even know what I would have my VA do. Like, what can they help with? Yeah, I think that would be good to just give people that are maybe lower level some ideas, and then we'll talk higher level too, because I get excited about like the big picture of outsourcing and all that too.
Having a VA really allows everyone to win, right? Because we have clients, they're a single mom, they have 3 kids running around. They need help. And a VA, we have people, you know, they a side hustle, now they have a full-time job. They need a VA. I need a VA. You know, I'm a big picture kind of guy, right? So without my VA team, there's no way I can do all the technical side of my big picture brain, John.
I like to actually touch on a list, just like the tasks of, because that I do hear that question quite a bit. So number 1, social media management, social media strategy development, content creation and curation, social media posting and scheduling, community engagement, social media analytics and reporting, to basically for your VA to figure out when is the best time for you perhaps to posts and how are you
Yes.
getting, when are you getting the best engagement? Community management, engagement on comments, replies on direct messages, and lead generation using direct messaging. So these are some of the things that your VA can do for you. Then the next would be administrative tasks. So a lot of you basically operating a business, you guys need some admin help with that. Email management, calendar management, data entry, file organization and management, travel coordination. She could help you with all of that. Appointment scheduling and meeting coordination. So whatever you have in terms of admin, she can help. Graphic design. Graphic design is another area where it's just very time consuming for a lot of us. And so these guys definitely use basic graphic design for social media graphics. We do image editing. We do branding, material creation, video editing, anything in that area. A lot of you are working on your brands and just kind of really wanting to have that Pinterest-like brand. Your VA can help with that. Then the next would be creating of websites and landing page creation. So for a lot of you that also may have a coaching business on the side and you guys are coaching and maybe you need a landing page where your audience can just go click in for like maybe a free document, then you're able to capture their information, their email address, all of that through the landing page, and then be able to do additional kind of marketing via that. So that's another one. Customer relationship management, content creation, personal assistance, anything that you can imagine, your VAs can actually help you with. And this is on a more of a basic level, and it all depends on what are your needs.
What they need, yeah.
I always say to our social marketers, do a brain dump and write down everything and every step that it takes for you to operate and run your business. And just like Nadya always said, there may be tasks that are just like repetitive, that scream at you, and you know that anybody can do those. So those obviously would be the task to put down for your VA to do. And then there may be some tasks that you seem to kind of procrastinate, you're not good at it, it sucks your energy, but you know it has to be done. Yeah. You put that list down too, because your VA can help with that. And then there may be some list of things that you just basically, it's just really too much. You can see that where you're needed is where your face is where you're doing live videos, where you're creating just content, and your VA can kind of take care of all the other stuff and she can come in and help. So do a big brain dump. That should kind of help us figure out what are the tasks that your VA can help you with.
And then what does it typically cost for a VA? And here's how I got to look at it. For those of you, even if it was $35 an hour, which is a lot, but let's just say that if your time is worth $100 an hour, or in 1 hour, you can produce $200 or $500 in profit. Does that make sense? Like, you have to start looking at your time and your energy as value. As a value. And when you start to look at it that way, $8, $10, $20, $50 an hour is nothing. But with that being said, for people getting started, what would it typically cost to hire a VA?
The fee for our VA service is $8 an hour.
There's also a one-time enrollment fee.
And there is a one-time enrollment fee of $197, which at any point, if you do decide to pause your service and come back to us, you do not have to pay that again. And that's pretty much it. There is no contract and you pay as you go. You select bi-weekly or monthly invoice and you receive your invoice just that way. It's just that simple.
I mean, we pay our VA very handsomely and they're very happy.
Yes.
And that's why they stay with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so funny. We have the first batch of my VAs that we hired, 4 of them, they're still with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, we developed such a beautiful culture of spirit of excellence. And now all the VAs we're hiring have that same spirit of excellence. It's so funny, John. We're becoming a home brand name now in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But right now we have 285 applications waiting.
You guys are scaling like crazy. And
we are. Yep.
And the thing is, like, I know there's a lot of different online entrepreneurs that can use a service like this, but for those of you in network marketing, this is a no-brainer. If you're intimidated by prospecting or you struggle with follow-up, and like you said, a lot of these people are moms or full-time employees. Yep. They're busy. And you can literally have your VA work the hours that you can't. They can support customers. They can support your team. I have my VAs in team chats. They're in my groups. They help with questions that come through. They help with organizing promos, leaderboards, sending out messages through project broadcast. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You can't even think of all the ideas and all. You can't. Your imagination will run wild once you start to get involved in this outsourcing process.
That's awesome.
So you guys just don't understand how powerful that can be until you have a VA, and you don't want to wait until you're overwhelmed or once you have a viral video pop off and you have 500 leads or comments that now you got to hire a VA to help you respond to. You want to have someone like that already in place, in my opinion. I have a virtual staff, and I don't know what I would do without them. Anyway, I love it. I would highly recommend all of you at least do the discovery call, drop hashtag outsourcing in the comments, or go to mylifestyleacademy.com/VA, and we'll do our best job to get back to you as quickly as possible. When I say we, again, my VAs will get back to you. This is the beauty, right? And I just think so many people overlook what they're capable of because they get caught up in the weeds on all of the non-income producing activities. Yes. And listen, when you're first getting started, you got to do what you got to do. Maybe the money is tight. Maybe the business isn't profitable yet. But the goal, if you're building a business, is to build a legitimately profitable business, right? Building a business
100%.
That's income, but freedom. It's freeing up your time. And you're not going to do that if you're constantly caught up in the weeds on all the analytical stuff, the graphic design, the video editing. That stuff is just unnecessary. And it's worth it to at least get someone partnered up with you on a part-time basis. Again, maybe you're not ready for it, but at least you should start thinking about do that brain dump and start thinking of the things you could outsource, because when you're working, when you're with your kids, when you're traveling, you have someone else that's got your back.